and Sutadara on Lac Mission in Ventura County. We're at the Buddhist Study Centre. And this morning we're going to do some yoga for your neck and shoulders. Okay, and this again is level 1 beginner's class. So let's open the hands and rest the palms turned upwards. And just softly close your eyes from the top to the bottom. Turn your eyes towards your heart. Be aware of your own presence, the sound of your breath, how you feel, what you're thinking. And then just notice your neck and your shoulders. Notice if there's any tension, pain, any weariness. Take a big deep breath now, and as you exhale, just drop the shoulders. Allow your arms and your hands to feel heavy. And we're just going to sit here just for 3 long deep breaths. Each breath getting a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. And on the exhales, feel the neck, the shoulders relaxing and releasing. Give yourself enough time to feel permission to do the yoga. Some poses might be a challenge and some will feel very easy. You don't have to do them all. Just do what you can. And then slowly open your eyes, look down at your hands and think about any work you've done since you've last done your yoga. And offer that work up. Clasping the fingers together, we're going to turn the palms out in front now. Press the air away and pull the upper arms back into the shoulders. Keep the arms nice and strong and take the arms up into the sky. So again, remember that nice tradition that you'll start having the same little poses at the beginning of your practice. See if that's starting to happen for you. Remember, we come to class to learn how to do the poses, but the true practice happens perhaps somewhere on our own, practicing going in and out of the poses. We're going to take our hands back down and just leave them there just for a moment and switch the cross of your hands. So let me show you what that means. You're going to take a different finger first. And that kind of wakes up the brain. The brain's like, what? You want me to do something I don't like? And then press the air away. And then take the arms back up into the sky. So we're lifting up into the sky. Feel your sit bones now. We started out in an easy way to sit. Sukhasana, crossing the shins in front. We're going to drop our head down and lift the face up. And just drop the chin down and lift the face up. And just do that 3 times just to make sure that there's no stress or tension gathering anywhere around the neck. And then take your head back to neutral. Squeeze your upper arms towards your head and squeeze your fingers as though your fingers were trying to hang on to each other. Keep squeezing as you release. And then reach into your fingers on each side. Reach out, make the arms super long all the way out and all the way down until you find the earth. When you find the earth, lift that armpit chest, make your neck nice and long. Good. So we're just going to slide this right hand out and reach into the left arm. Look down along that left arm and then turn your left palm up. Take it over the side of your head and then start to stretch out into your fingertips as you press down into that opposite hip. So you're making space along the side of the body. Opening up the armpit chest. You can bend this right elbow if you feel you need to. And then turn that palm away from you, come back. And we'll do the same on the other side. Slide your hand out or crawl it out. Reach into the right hand. Turn the palm up. And feel as though you were gathering a lovely bunch of that fresh air all the way along the side of the body. Reach into the right hand. Press down into the right hip. Open up the right armpit, the right rib cage. Let the skin stretch and move alongside. And then turn the palm away from you and let that little action start the exit. Good, we're back here again. And this time we're going to take this left hand and take it all the way across your head and see if you can hook your jaw, and lift your jaw up and then pull away. As you lift that right hand, stretch into your fingertips. So you're pulling the jaw away from the fingertips, stretching the fingertips away from the jaw. And your neck is going, ah, yes, I needed that. Sometimes we do a yoga pose and we didn't even know we needed it. Good. Take your right hand to the floor, then release that left hand and we'll switch. So fingertips are on the ground, stay tall. Open up this right hand. We're going to scoop the sky, bring it all the way around until you can find that left lower jaw. You're going to lift it up a little bit and then lift the left hand. Make space. Make an open place all the way from this left side through the neck, all the way down into the fingertips. Your neck starting to smile. Good. Come back to the floor with that left hand, release the right hand, and just pause. See how you're feeling as we switch the cross of our shins. And we're sitting up nice and tall. Now start to feel the freedom here in the neck. You want to keep it nice and tall as you drop your right ear over there to your right shoulder. Resist the urge to bring the right shoulder to the ear. Just let the head be heavy. Again, feel this space. Now it's just the work of the neck on its own, no help from the hands. And then come back to center, grow tall and switch. Left ear over to the left shoulder. And remember, I'm your mirror, I'm doing the opposite to you. That just makes life easy for you. And then come back. Good. Now we're going to draw a line with our chin. Draw the line all the way straight over to this right shoulder. Imagine you can see the right line through the air. Pause. Now if you get any sharp pains, you're just going to wait. Don't go so deep. But if you feel a little stretch, then you're probably doing it right. Now draw a line with that chin straight over to the left side. Stretching into the fingers, keep the neck tall, keep the back tall, keep the breath flowing. So you're just going around as far as you can. And then when you can't go any further, you're just going to pause and maybe even back off a little bit from that. And release. We'll come to the center now. Chin is going to dip down. Feel the head is heavy. So heavy. And then let the head be light as it lifts up and drop the back of the head back onto the shoulder blades. Feel the whole front of the neck long, wide open, as though all of the things you should have said but hadn't said, it all bubbles up. There's a new opportunity to speak your truth. And then release. We'll drop the chin all the way down. Now we're going to draw a big U shape. We're going to take the chin all the way up to the right. Inhale there, and on the exhale, drop the chin all the way over to the left. Inhale there. And exhale all the way back. Good. One more inhale. Then exhale, widen that big U shape. Good. And then just turn to the center. Last one of these. We're going to inhale, slide your chin straight forward like a chicken. Straight forward, but leave your shoulders back there. Inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to slide our head straight back and make a double chin. Squeeze it all up. And release. Good. Little circles. Circle back the other way. Great. So now we're going to take away our blanket and just see what it's like to sit on the floor. So sometimes if you're focusing on just one area of the body during your yoga practice, you do have to remember that you are a complete human being and you want to maybe do a little bit of something on the rest of the body. So we're going to sit in Baddha here just for a moment, but with a focus on the neck and shoulders. So come onto your fingertips, drop in your knees, keep that neck lovely, long and tall. Let your eyes maybe settle on one spot. Gaze at that one spot and breathe. And lift your pelvic floor up. Drop your knees a little bit. Relax into your groin. And then release. We'll take the back of the knees at the same time. We're going to cross our ankles like this and roll over your ankles and come to your hands and knees. We're going to drop the head. Like as though your head was a heavy ball. Let your head make a circle. Oh, such a heavy ball, like a heavy weighted metal ball on a string. And then release and switch, going the other way. Don't forget to breathe. Oh, you're going to feel so good after all of this. Good, and then drop the head. Now let the head say yes. Lift it up and down, up and down. Just a few times to make everything work just exactly the way it's meant to. And then let your head say no, 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 no. Try to make me go to rehab, and I said no, no, no. Okay, I can't ever resist saying that. So let's take our block now. I'm going to put a block down there. And we're going to put our palms turned up and squeeze your block with your fingers. And see this thumb is wandering around. We're going to press that thumb down. It might be up when we're not used to it, but as much as you can, try to get it to the ground. And then turn your toes. We won't be in these long. We're just going to wake up the shoulders, lift your knees and walk your feet in a little bit and press your heels back to the floor. Spread the shoulder blades. Keep the head loose and relaxed. Press down into your nails. Open the back of your legs and smile. And then release and come down. Good. So if you didn't have a block, remember, find something about this shape and size. Or you don't even have to have it. You could have an imaginary block. See here, I have an imaginary block. We're going to place our elbows. If you did have the block, you'd hold the front corner of the block. Turn the toes, lift the knees, walk the feet in a little bit, spread those shoulder blades, keep your head, your neck relaxed. Keep your breath flowing. Lovely, long, deep breaths. And then come down and release. Let's take that block out of the way. We'll make a little cup with our hands, and just to keep the brain wide awake and paying attention, we'll go the awkward way. So cross your hands the way you would not normally do. Good. Turn the toes, lift your knees, walk your feet in a little bit, stretch back into your heels, and just lift your head up and down a few times. Just notice, starting maybe to get a little warmer, we'll cool down again in a little bit. Just let that heat into the places where you're caught, tight, tense. And release. Good. Everyone doing okay? We're going to open our arms out, and we're going to come to a little plank pose like this. We're going to be on our elbows, we're going to turn the toes, we're going to stretch into the top of the head and lift the belly off the ground. Again, it's not a long hold. Try not to bring your bottom too high. Squeeze your bottom down. And release by putting your knees on the ground. And here we lift our elbows, and it's definitely time for a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Turn the toes, lift the knees, stretch back into your heels. Can you hear your breath now? Now's the time where we control the breath. Don't let the breath run away from you too fast. Slow it down. Push the floor down and away. Take your hips further back, lengthen your legs. Maybe even look through your thighs at something back there behind you. And then spread your shoulder blades. Look up at your thumbs. See if you can look up through that little space between your thumbs. And see if you can see if one hand feels closer to you than the other. Is that the side where you're tightest in the shoulder and neck? Just notice. And then come up high on your toes. We'll slope down on the knees. Open the knees out wide. Now, here's a lovely thing. If we were rich yogi with 2 blocks, we could put the blocks like this and drape your hands over the blocks and just drop your head. Now, if you didn't have any blocks at all, or anything to lay your hands on, it's okay just to lay your hands on the floor. But you want to try and find a place where you can totally relax. Remember, we're strengthening these areas, but we're also releasing them. So sometimes the pain that we feel, it's not that the muscle is weak and tired. It might be caught. It might be stressed. There might be tension flowing in there. So we want to find a way to release that tension. And of course, our poor neck and shoulders, so close to the head. There seems to be so much busyness going on in the head that maybe our neck and shoulders are reacting to that. Now we're going to come back up a little bit for a moment. So if you have maybe a pillow or a bolster pillow, we're going to use something like our blankets. Everybody's got blankets at home. So maybe 1 or 2 blankets about that height. And then I want you to come like this and put your elbows against the blankets and put your chest on that. Spread out your fingers and your shoulders back. Spread across the front collarbones. Open the front of the heart and gaze straight ahead. You can press your pubic bone down maybe a little bit and stretch back into your feet. Good. And then try the palms up. And then release. So we could hold those poses if we're really enjoying them. Remember, this is really good for you. So now, it's nice to have this height. You could bring a block or another pillow. We have this space now between our pillow and our block. And open your hands out like this. And then bring your block in so that you could maybe rest your head on that. Maybe you might need a higher block. Just let it rest. Maybe palms turned up, maybe palms turned down. Good. And find a place where you could work the body, the shoulders, the neck, but without too much effort. And then you're more inclined to stay longer in that place, in that space. You get to know yourself in there. We're going to switch the cross of our arms, and to do that, pull your elbows towards the outer edge of your mat and just take a different arm in front. Walk your fingers out as far as you can, and then you're going to drop forehead onto something. Let it be supported here this morning. Palms turned up or palms turned down. What do you need this morning? What did the shoulders ask for? And then once you're in the pose, get comfortable, get still, and listen to the breath. I love that one. Now, if you're getting flexible and the more you practice this, the less supports you're going to need. So do this for maybe 6 weeks, and we can take away the block and take away the blanket, and then you'll be able to do it without any support and just drop the head. We're not going to do that today. We're going to come back up now, and we're going to clear the road beside our mat. And we're going to thread the needle. Now, threading the needle, there's two ways. Again, if you're very new to this, you might like supports. Here's a way to do it with some support. We're going to try and get the outer shoulder down on the ground. So find your right hand, turn that palm up, so you're threading the needle in underneath. You're going to take the hand way out, and you could rest the side of the head, the side of the shoulder on the block, and then this other block could come for another little gift. So you could do it this way, and then this hand can come up to your back, can come up to the sky, or you can walk it all the way out in front. So I want you to try three areas. Some people don't need the block. Here it is without the block. Turn the right palm up, thread the needle. You want to get the outside of the shoulder all the way down on the ground. So whether you're using the blocks now or just going to the floor, we'll take this left hand up to our back, open up this top shoulder, and see what it's like to lift that palm all the way up to the sky. Keep your neck long. Then we drop that hand down to the back, down to the floor, and we'll try the other way as well. Crawl your hand out in front, fingers out in front. So there might be something you'll find in there that you need. You're going to walk that hand back, push down into your hand, come back up to hands and knees. Good. We'll do the other side now. So you're either going to use the blocks, and I'm going to show you what the blocks look like. So we're taking this left hand, threading all the way through, resting your left shoulder on the block, the left side of your head on the block. It looks something like this. And then you work with the right hand. Or we're going to take that left shoulder all the way to the ground. Now the head must come to the ground too. Keep the left side of your neck nice and long. Right hand to your back. Right hand to the sky. Open the front of that right shoulder. Breathe, don't forget to breathe. And then take that hand down to the floor and crawl that hand out in front. So that armpit, shoulder blade is all part of the shoulder girdle. And walk that hand back in, push into your right hand, and come back up. Good. Hands and knees now. Drop the belly, inhale back up. And exhale, drop your head round your back and push the floor away. We're going to turn our toes, come to downward facing dog. Now the shoulders are really starting to be open and happy and energetic. So see if you can feel that. We're going to inhale, come forward. See what it feels like to come all the way through, taking your chest through your arms, squeeze your arms in towards your chest. Now a variation of that is just to put your legs down and relax your feet. And then exhale all the way back. And then walk slowly towards the front of your mat. And we're going to take our hands to our hips and inhale, come all the way up. Great. All the way up. How are your shoulders? Okay? So we're going to make circles with our shoulders. So sometimes we just do a quick circle, but I want you this morning to be very slow and careful and think your shoulders are coming together in front. Tips of the shoulders together in front, and then straight up, and then straight back, squeeze the shoulder blades there, and then straight down. So I'll show you from the side. We're coming into the front. Good, bring it up to the ceiling, back to the wall behind you, and then down to the floor. And then smooth it out to make it into a big circle. Good. So it's forward, up, back, and down. See what it's like from the other side. Forward, up, back, and down. And really try to get to know how your shoulders work. Let's reverse that. So we'll go back together, squeeze the shoulder blades up, forward and down. Good. And then once you feel you've got every little part of the shoulders working, keep that going. Lovely. It's like a massage from the inside. Good. And then drop the hands. Now we're going to squeeze our own ears with our own shoulders. Squeeze it all up and drop it. Squeeze it all up and drop it. Squeeze it, make fists. Think about the most annoying thing about this virus and being stuck in the house, and then just drop it. We're going to take both arms up into the sky like this. Good. Now we're going to do rotation with the full arm. So we're going to drop our right arm quarter turn in front, left arm quarter turn behind. Now to do that, so you've got to get a bit of rotation going. Quarter turn. And then a quarter turn, palms meet at the legs. Left arm in front, right arm behind. On your mirror. Good. Let the arms rotate now the way they need to. And then the hands meet overhead. So that's our pattern. Off we go. Quarter turn. Left arm in front, right arm behind. Quarter turn to the legs. Keep it going. The hands meet over your head. Quarter turns. Now, if you feel you've got that rotation, you can start to smooth it out. Let the whole arm move in the shoulder socket. Big deep breaths. Good. Try not to move the hips around too much. Keep the breath moving. Notice the freedom that's starting to come in the shoulders. Good. We have to do the other side. So we're going to pause with our hands over our head and we'll switch. Left hand in front, right hand behind. Quarter turns. Hands meet the legs. Quarter turn. Now if this is hard to do, then it becomes your homework. If it's hard to do, it might be just that your brain doesn't like it. We want to make that nice pattern where the hands meet at the legs and then the hands meet over the head. You might find one side is harder than the other. All right, just a few spins and then we're done with that one. Good. Hands over the head, hands up the legs. And notice the arm makes a full rotation. If you watch your arm as you do it, see how your arm works. That's the way it's meant to work like that for us, right? Okay, now the arms are tired. Rest them. So Tadasana arms. Roll the shoulders around, settle them down. This kicks the hands out like this. Keep the arms like that, but from below the elbows, it's okay to turn the hands down. And then feel as though each finger had a little heavy metal weight on it, pulling you down. Hands moving down, armpits moving up, and relax. So if we all have a belt, that would be great. Let's find our belt. So we're going to make the belt nice and wide. We've done some of these in a class before, but today we're doing a little something different. So we're going to break that belt, and we're just going to tilt over to the right. Keep tension in your belt. Pull the belt apart and maybe gaze up at the ceiling. And then back to center, and over to the left, turn, look up at the ceiling. And back and forth, just 3 times. Each time go a little deeper. If you feel like you're going to fall, then it's okay to separate your feet a little wider. Good. Okay, so still pulling the belt apart, and we're just going to start to circle. So if you feel like you're going to boink your head with the metal buckle, be careful. Good. So here we are, pulling the belt apart. We're going to just start to circle the belt a little bit. And that circle starts to come down into the body. Keep tension in the belt. Start to move forward and back. Try not to slap your face. Woo! Forward and back. Keep pulling on the belt as you move. Great. And then reverse. And in the reverse one, you can start to reduce. Let the belt do its rotation. Good, Cynthia, that's it. And then start to make it smaller, smaller, smaller. Smaller, smaller, smaller. Good, and then you can drop your belt down, tap your bottom, and tap your legs in front. Don't torture yourself now. Remember, these are designed to fix the body and not injure the body. So if you have any rotator cuff injuries, you've got to be very careful. And then just a quick floss of the shoulders. You're going to pull down with right hand, up with the left hand, or I'm the same as you now, so up with your right hand, down with your left hand side. And then drop both hands and switch. Good. And release. Okay, so we're getting to some really juicy stuff. So drop your belt and just see how your arms are feeling. Maybe put your fingertips on your shoulders and rotate them a few times one way and then reverse. Of course, these are our huggers. We have to have them in good working order for when we meet all our friends and family again. Oh, hug them so tight. Great. So let's reach our fingers out like this. Now with the very fingertips, we're going to make teeny weeny circles. Again, if you need to, separate the feet a wee bit so you feel steady. Ah, good. Tiny little circles. Bring the arms back into the body. Good. Just those tiny little circles. They don't have to be huge at all. And then reverse, go back the other way. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Good. And then stretch out into your fingertips. Feel as though somebody had just given you a big weight on that side and a big weight on this side. Hold on to your weights and drop the weights in front of the body. Each time you swing your arms in front, it's a different arm in front. Good. And those weights in your hand are so heavy that they're going to make your arms do a big circle. Big circles up over your head. Good. Big deep breaths. Each time let a different arm come in front. We're nearly there with all of these. Freedom, freedom in the huggers. Let's go the other way. Reverse your circle. Big breaths. Oh, your arms are so happy now, I hope. Let's go back to half circles. Good, half circles. Good. Ah, and then release. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Good. So, the next bit we're going to stay standing for. Let all of that dribble away. We're used to doing these so we're able to jump into the next pose. But you at home, if your arms are burning after doing that, pause a little bit. Take a little bit of time and then come back to your practice. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take our hands up. Now you could do these sitting down as well, but I want to be able to turn around and show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my right hand down there to the back of the heart. With the left hand, I'm just going to push that elbow slightly down, and the elbow is going to resist. So as I push with my left hand, opposite elbow pushes up. So what happens is this shoulder blade moves. See if you can see that. I'm pushing down with this hand, that elbow pushes up. Good, and then release both hands up into the sky and switch. Drop the left hand down, tap the back of the heart. All those memories, lift them up. Press down with your right hand, push up with your left elbow. Push down with the right hand, push up with the left elbow. And hold that. And release, turn the palms away and drop that down. Good. Now the next one, I want you to try and get this hand up around like this. This is the goal. We want to get that hand somewhere here on the back of the heart. But it might be here when we start out because it's tight. That's okay. If you're down here, you've got a helper hand here. You're going to bring it around and just pull it over to where you can go. For those of you who can get all the way up here, You're going to use your helper still. You're going to swing it across to catch the tip of the elbow and pull it in so you can get deeper into the pose. So this is our goal. Okay? Don't worry if you're not able to catch the tip of your elbow. Maybe you'll be able to catch your arm or your wrist. You can always just do this. Now to come out of it, you're just going to drop both hands down and do the other side. So this time we're going to take this left arm, and our goal, of course, is to walk it up so we can tickle the back of the neck or knock, knock, knock on the back of the heart. Right hand reaches out. You want to make space and then reach across, see if you can catch the tip of the elbow, bring it close to the body. And this is very good. Very good for your arms, for your mobility, for your strength. Good. Okay, got that one. Now if you can't catch the tip of the elbow, we'll catch the arm, the wrist, or just push the knuckles together. And drop the arms. Okay, so now I'm going to put those two together. Okay, so we'll start with the right side. We'll take that right hand up. Now, remember we have this hand drop down. So there's the back of the heart. The hands want to meet at the back of the heart. You want to be able to catch your fingers behind your back. But I know when you're learning yoga first, this is difficult. Might be down here. You might have a long way to go. And that's where our friend the belt will come in. We'll do the best we can, and then we'll close the gap with the belt. And then over time, we'll walk our fingers along the belt. It might take 6 months, might take 6 weeks, but eventually the fingers will touch, and that's like a milestone in yoga pose. When you make that progress, and then you keep looking for something else. To come out of it, just release and drop the hands. And we'll keep our belt handy on the other shoulder. Okay, off we go. Other side, left hand. Get that left hand where you can first. Where does it go? Just on its own merit, on its own work. And then we bring this one up. Right hand up. Drop it down. Catch fingers behind the back. You might notice one side is easier than the other. Or maybe both sides are stiff because you haven't been doing anything like this for years maybe. Then you can hold your belt, pull the belt apart, and then slowly and over time crawl the fingers together. And maybe, just maybe someday we'll be able to catch those fingers behind the back and hold just as long as you're comfortable breathing, and then release. Good. Drop that right arm, drop that left arm. So very important to keep the shoulders mobile. Those are very important little poses. And then, so that's to keep this open. Then the back of the shoulders need some attention. So then we could do this. Give yourself a hug with your right arm on top. I'm your mirror again because I'm facing you now. I'm your mirror. So right arm on top. Now see if you can press that lower elbow up and that top elbow down. Lock the elbows. And then see if you can wrap your arms around and get the palms of your hands together like this. See if you can do that. Press and squeeze the arms together. If that doesn't work where you can get these palms together, maybe you can just do this. You're still getting the benefit of opening those shoulder blades behind and squeezing out the tension. This is fine. Do this. Working towards this. Lining the hands up in front and just squeezing them. And then releasing them. And when you release them, see if there's anything that you could let go of, anything that's been bothering you. Okay, let's do the other side. Give yourself a hug. Practice what it's like to hug again. Think of all those lovely friends and family. You're just going to hold them and love them. Squeeze the elbows, bottom elbow coming up, top elbow coming down. Wrap the arms around. You can catch the thumb with your forefinger. Kind of helps to pull and squeeze. The bones feel like they're bendy in this, the bones of the forearm. Pressing the palms together, all fingers pointing up, Most people are going to be like this when they start this pose. But bit by bit by bit by bit, you close those gaps. You keep reaching into yourself to find yourself, to be yourself in the pose. And then the work is done. Release, let it go. Great. Now, I just want to show you one more thing. So, if we open the shoulders in this way, then we have a great opportunity to try this pose, where we get the hands in prayer pose behind the back. And then we walk the fingers up. This is another goal. Lovely, lovely pose. But this might not happen the first day. So we might try something like this, or find the tips of the elbows on each side, or just fists together. All of that's appropriate. And that brings us to our standing pose of the day. So I want you to see if you can get the hands whatever way you can. There's no judging. There's nobody watching that they can see even. We're going to step our right foot in front, our left foot behind. Now, there is a feeling like, oh, I want to cross my thumbs. Let's try not to cross the thumbs if you've got the palms together. It's okay to push your knuckles together. We're just going to inhale, look up. Open the heart, open the front of the shoulders, spread across the shoulder blades. And then on the exhale, start to come forward. Bring that right hip back. Stretch into the top of the head. Press the feet down. And just keep your back nice and long. Now, if you were feeling it today, you could lay on your belly and look at your leg and maybe even touch your knee with your nose. But I don't want you to lose whatever configuration you got your arms into. And then push into the feet and inhale, come back up. Drop the hands and switch. So, what if you couldn't even get your hands together? And I know because I was very stiff when I was learning this first, and I was only a teenager. I remember thinking, I'll never be able to do it, but it comes. So you could hold your belt behind your back. That would work too. You could inhale, lift, come forward, and just pull the belt, look up, and then lay down, nose to knee. If you're working your yoga pose and you're able to get the palms together, inhale, look up at the ceiling, come forward, that left hip now moves back, and you lay on the thigh, belly thigh, lengthen the back, lengthen the neck, and then drop towards the leg, which is not a long hold. It's just to show how we can tie poses together. Okay, and release, and step to the front of the mat. Good. How are the shoulders? Feel okay? Great. Okay, so we're now going to go to the wall. So please come to the wall with us. We're going to bring, I don't think we need even a sticky mat. I think we're good just like that. I think your feet would slip. Okay. So let's see how it feels to put the hands up on the wall. Open the armpit, chest, back of the head against the wall. Big deep breaths. And then take the arms down. And we step away. Take a little step away. Good. So we want to test this work that we've been doing and see how it feels to do poses after we've warmed up the shoulders. So here we're just going to put our fingers back and touch the wall with your thumbs. And push your hips out and look up at the ceiling. Slight little upper back bend, and then release. And take another little baby step away. Big deep breath, let the arms reach up and back. Open the armpit chest. You can touch the hands, turn down now, and push the heel of the hand into the wall and push your hips out. Good. So you see, we didn't have to go very far. We're getting a lovely upper back bend. And to come out of it, just push the wall away, take your arms out in front, and just stand. So if you're not used to this, you might get a little bit dizzy coming in and out. And if you do, Just drop your head, wait for that feeling to go away. Don't torture yourself, have fun. Maybe we're feeling like stepping a little bit further away. Good. Big inhale. Now we know the wall is right there, right? But inhale, open up those arms and shoulders, reach back, there's the wall, place your hands, and you're going to push the wall away. Open the armpit chest. Take the hips out into the room. And then come back up. Remember, you're going to reverse the pose. Come forward and stand. Remember, if you get a little dizzy and heady, keep your eyes open and just drop your head. Do we want to go a little deeper? Maybe just one tiny little baby step away. Okay? Now, we're on carpet here. We're used to doing it. Better if you have a hard floor with a sticky mat. See, the wall seems to be further away, but we know it's right there. We're going to inhale, lift, use that mobility, and reach back. Walk the hands down a little bit. I don't want you at home doing this on the carpet. Look at the wall, push the wall away. Walk your hands down a bit if you want to. Stay where you are and then push the wall away. Come back up, drop your head, relax. That's enough of that. Okay, so you don't have to go that far away from the wall. We're just showing off. So we could walk down eventually or not. Now, we're going to go across to, I think maybe now that we're here, let's do our shoulder stand. Okay, so all of this is open. I'm going to bring my sticky mat and blankets to the wall. And we're going to do Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. So if you're on the side to show how we get into this, that'd be really great. The setup is important because you want to be safe in the pose. So, and learning how to do this pose at the wall is really nice. This is beginner's shoulder stand. So you don't have to do this. I'm going to show something else that we could do instead. But let's get set up. You want to get a nice little shelf here for your neck. This is going to be for your neck. See this? Okay. Back of the head's going to be here. The tips of the shoulders are going to be here. Sometimes we do this in a chair. Sometimes we do it at the wall. So when I pull my sticky mat, I don't want to bring it all the way to the back. I just keep it over here a bit. This is just for the elbows. So think back of the head here, shoulder tips here, elbow tips here. And I'm going to bring this all the way into the wall. Good. Okay, can you see this okay? All right, so a nice way in is to, you don't bring it too tight to the wall. There's a little space here. This looks good. I'm going to bring my hips down in here, and I'm going to bring my legs up onto the wall, feet up onto the wall. So here I am with my head coming over that ledge. When I push my feet into the wall, I'm going to be able to keep my shoulders on here. That's my goal. Okay? When I push the feet in, my shoulders stay on the blankets. Can you see that, Anna? You could stay like this. This is getting you all the benefits of a nice, long, healthy neck. You don't want to turn your head when you're like this. Second part, you could clasp your hands behind your back and this little finger side of your hand try and touch your mat. You're bringing the chest towards your chin. Keep your neck nice and long. I know some people might be saying, I don't think that's beginners. Honestly, this is beginners with the wall. It's such a great help. You could stay here. Now the third movement is to take these hands and get them up here, near your shoulder blades, all the way up here. Still the elbows are on the sticky mat. And then if you feel good, you might take one leg up. Then maybe the other leg up. Fingers are pointing up towards your hips and heels.
Now this might be too much for some people. So stay on the wall if you're just learning. It's very important that your shoulders are being supported, that your neck is comfortable. It's very comfortable once you get the shoulders just right. Now, stay there, Sutadhara. I'm coming to use you as a model. If you're coming out of that, you just put your feet back on the wall and drop the hips.
Okay, so when we're up, the neck is long, we don't turn the head. You want to try and line up the heels with the hips, hips with the shoulders. And these big, strong, bony elbows are really helpful. They can take a lot of weight. So use the elbows to stretch the heels up. And in this pose, we keep the belly nice and soft. Nice, soft belly. Let the belly kind of pooch out. Let all the organs in the pelvic region fall down into the abdomen. Let the abdominal organs fall back into the thoracic cavity, into the chest. Relaxing everything. Soft throat, soft face. Good. So we're not staying very long because we're just finding what we can do. We're going to put the feet back on the wall. Good. Find the wall and then release your hands and then let your hips come down very slowly. And then wriggle towards the center of the room so that the shoulder blades come onto the ground. And then you can cross your shins and drop your knees apart and rest. Lovely, nice, releasing, relaxing way to come out. Good. Feels good, doesn't it, Sutadhara? We grow young when we're in that pose. He's 98. And then switch the cross up your shin. Drop the knees, relax those groins. Good. And then roll to your right side. And come back up. I'm going to get us 2 blocks. Just stay there. Come up slowly out of something like that. Because that's a lot of work in a small amount of time. So you're going to take that block, and I'm going to take this block. You're going to put yours over here. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to stand on that block. I'll move my stuff out of the way. Good. So just about 12, 18 inches from the wall. And the inside foot will stand on the block. Oh, you should face that way. Yeah, she wants to see you. So now the right foot is going to stand. And the left foot is going to cross over and fall on the inside. Yeah, in here. And then we're going to put our hands on the wall. The right hand is turned up, the left palm is turned down. And we're going to push that wall away, and we're going to take our hips out. That left foot's going to grab onto the block to keep us from coming out too far. Good. Hold that, Sutadhara. I'm just going to, not social distance for a moment. Good, and release. Okay, and then turn the other way. So it's the inside foot now, which is your left foot. The right foot crosses over. Now these toes can kind of hook that block. I'm going to take that wall, fingers pointing towards each other, push the wall away. Look up onto the arms. There's the whole left side of the body. Oh, feels so good. And then release. And push that block away. So now, another nice thing to do for the arm is just to walk the hands all the way up. Lean into the wall and walk that right hand all the way up. Good. So now, this one's tricky if you have any shoulder injury, especially that rotator cuff injury. You've got to be very careful. We're going to make a circle with our fingertips. We're going to walk the fingers down to the right, all the way keeping the palms there. And then take this inner shoulder in there and walk your feet away slightly. So the toes are walking out into the room, and turn your head to look out to Good. Now, if that really makes you cry, it hurts, then you're going to come out of it slowly. The way we're coming out of this, we're just going to turn towards the wall. Now we'll do the other side. So left hand comes up and our left side of our body is touching the wall. Lean into the wall. And then in your own time, start to examine where you can get with that hand. We have just very little bit more to do. I wanted to show you over here at this door. If you have a door at home, about this height.
Oh, no, sorry, let's start.
Okay, sorry.
Push it down and.
I don't want to break it. I think my belt gets it stuck. Yeah. So we're at a little different angle because we have a door here. This is another thing you could do for your shoulders and arms. If you had any kind of a belt, this is an old taekwondo belt. Put 2 knots in it like this. And then you're going to get this over your door. So you see it's going to get trapped in there when I close my door. Make sure your door closes nice and tight. Now see how tight that is? So then you're going to hold that and just lean out into the room like that. Same idea of making length and space. Maybe take up to 6 breaths there. And then switch. Just hang. Let the weight of the body relieve the shoulder. Lengthen the arm. Okay? And then the next one, you're going to pull away. So if you have a little loop, it's fine. You're going to pull away, and then you're going to pull the elbow in and bring the elbow towards the ceiling, and then lean out away. So let me describe that again. You're pulling away with your belt like we did in the beginning, and then you're going to bring your elbow in towards your face and up towards the ceiling. The arm is there by the side of the head, and you're just going to lean out. And it's the weight of the body that can stretch and open and keep that shoulder in nice health. Same thing on the other side, pulling away. So think about leading with your elbow. The elbow comes towards you. You're keeping tension on your belt. Your elbow goes towards the ceiling, and you just lean out. Such happy shoulders and arms. I just can't wait to hug someone. I'm going to hug a tree. Okay, and release. So play with that. There's lots of little things we can do with that. Okay, now we're going to go back over there again. Sorry. So, okay, so we're back over here, and we're going to have these little setups. We have a belt looped through the chair, like this. Just a little space like that. But first we're going to put a block here, and we're going to lay down over that block. We're going to place it here, our shoulder blades. We're going to cross the shins. See if you can hold on to your elbows. And now with new freedom, you can drop back onto the floor. Maybe your head's going to get to the floor. If not, then you're going to make yourself a little pillow. Take a pillow from your couch. And then you're just going to drop the arms down and rest. You can drop your arms out like this, like this, like this. When you don't want to use a pillow, it's kind of nice to hold on to your elbows because you'll be working with those arms. And just use the weight of the bones in the arms to the shoulders and the back and the and then at the same time, we can switch the cross of the arms and the legs. Always do that to keep the breathing. Don't get too relaxed or fall asleep. Good. So it's important now, everybody can stay there if they're happy, or to come out, you could roll to your side, or push the floor away and come forward. Now if you're enjoying some of these poses and they feel like, oh, I don't want to leave, then of course you're going to come back to them. Remember, we're just learning how to do them in class so that we can come back to them. So that yours is in the right spot. I'm just going to show from the side view. So all I've done is tied this around the chair. You could tie it around the doorknob. And then your goal is to get the base of your skull in there. Not the neck, but the base of the bony skull. Make sure your belt stays on your chair. You might find a better spot. This was the only spot I could think of here. And you're just going to rest. If you have it tied onto something, you can move away from that something and create a little traction and drop and rest. So this is our last pose of the day. We've done quite a lot of work on the neck, on the shoulders, on the arms. Good. So Sutadhara is getting into the pose. So mind your belt doesn't slide off the chair. Get the back of the skull, the base of the skull. Think base of the skull. And just rest the head. Let the head float. Let the neck relax. And this would be a really nice way if you've got neck pain, especially if you're sitting at a computer. I know a lot of people are doing work from home now, and there's more sitting, more computer, more resting the arms on the table, more closing of the heart, and it's a non-natural way. So we want to resist that and open up and lengthen the neck. And look up again and see our lives and see the beauty and see our friends and know that everything is coming back to normal. So feel as though we've been kept down in the dark soil for a while, like a little tiny bulb of a flower or flat plant. And now it's time to start reaching, opening, releasing, reaching for the sunshine. Feel yourself reaching above the dark, cool soil into the bright light towards the warm sun. We are coming out of this. Things are getting better. Good. And because we've all isolated and stayed away from our loved ones, we are keeping our loved ones safe. Feel the neck long, feel the body relaxed. Just stay like that. You could do Shavasana just like that. Shavasana is the most important part of your yoga practice. It gives you a chance to just decompress, to completely relax, not to do anything at all, just to relax. Relax your legs, your arms, relax your back. Let your head drop down. So if you want, you could just come out of that Sutadhara and just lay completely flat for a moment so that you could get that feeling of complete relaxation. Start to move your fingers and your toes. And bending your knees, roll to your right side. Take an extra long, deep breath there. And when you exhale, truly leave all your worries right here. And come back up into a comfortable cross-legged sitting place. Taking your hands together in front of your heart. Sit tall, sit light, sit bright. Be aware of who is doing the breathing, who is doing the feeling, the thinking, the being. Be yourself today. We'll close with the sound of Om 3 times. Inhale. And people stayed at home and read books and listened, and they rested and did exercises and made art and played and learned new ways of being, and they stopped and listened more deeply. Someone meditated, someone prayed, someone met their shadow, and people began to think differently and people healed. And in the absence of people who lived in ignorant ways, dangerous, meaningless, and heartless, the earth also began to heal. And when the danger ended and people found themselves, they grieved for the dead and made new choices. They dreamed of new visions and created new ways of living and completely healed the earth, just as they were healed. Catherine O'Meara, Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to join us. Please try a few of these little poses and see if your neck and shoulders don't feel better.